we're professionals.
Totally professional.
See all the did you all get to see the movie?
Yes. Oh my
cool.
God,
Very good.
it was hilarious.
Thanks. I was gonna say the little toys in the back it's more professionally laid out than what we had on ours. We just
Well, it fit the character.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
yeah.
I'm just like super organized when it comes to like displaying stuff.
Uh-huh.
I think all of those are mine.
Yeah, every single one.
Yeah.
All right. You want to intro this?
Well, all right. So I guess I'll intro it like the podcast or video. I'll intro it like a video. All right, and I'm gonna start now. Hey, what's up, guys? Today we are doing a video with Jimmy. How do you pronounce your last name?
Jimmy Kustes.
Kustes. You've been saying it wrong this entire time. I'm so glad I asked. We're doing a video. We're doing an interview with Jimmy Kustes today. Jimmy, would you like to tell us a little bit what you do?
Yeah, I have a movie out. It's called Body Swap. It's at bodyswapmovie.com. And I'm an actor, writer, producer. I play a slob that trades places with a career-minded businesswoman.
And before we did this, me and Gabby actually watched this movie, and it was very good. I don't know how else to describe it, but just it was really good. And it wasn't what I like. Me personally, what I like about it, it wasn't trying to be too big. It was just straightforward, simple, but yet the jokes were on point. The guy that played your brother, my God, he was perfect for that.
They say he looked like me.
Yeah, he did a little bit, yeah.
My real brother came to the set and they said that my fake one looked more like me.
That must have made your brother feel really good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my favorite thing about the movie is, I mean, we see a lot of body swap, like that trope a lot, and this one was done differently. I liked how you set up the movie, because at the beginning, like, it shows them talking about their experience after the fact, and I was like, wait, what's going on? And we're like, okay, we got it. That's part of the movie. Got it. We're like, oh, okay, cool. I like that aspect that you added to it. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you, Gabby. We were not sure how to end it. I guess I won't spoil too much, but like at the start of the movie, you sort of figure out whether they swap back or not. And before we were going to leave it ambiguous. So that was a difference we did.
At the end, we were even looking at each other like, did they swap back? Didn't they? What's going on? What's going on?
It might still be ambiguous. You never know.
Oh, don't do that to me, man.
Well, I mean, because of the beginning, we know that they swap back eventually, but like,
or do they?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll leave it. Just go by it, and you'll know.
Exactly.
No, definitively. Yeah, and that trope's been used a lot this year. I haven't watched Processor and Freaky. I don't know if that's out. I think that's coming out like in a few days.
I think Freaky should be out. I think.
Yeah. And that one is a interesting one. I keep comparing myself to that because I feel like we have twin movies where like you have Volcano and Dante's Peak, or the White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen in the same year.
Right.
Yeah.
Where not only is it a body swap, but like the Freaky is a guy switching places with a girl. He's a tall guy too, which is interesting. But the main similarity is that that's a horror film with a body swap combined into it, and then this is a romantic comedy where a body swap's combined into it.
Yeah.
Right. One question I kind of do have, and I'm sure you've probably gotten asked this, or even asked yourself this. What type of mindset was it going, I'm a guy, but I have to act like an annoying businesswoman?
Yeah, I think his personality kind of does change. I think she's more type A than annoying, but probably to him he's more annoying. And she sort of loosens up, I think, at the end, and he like gets a little bit, they sort of meet in the middle, and he gets a little bit more mature when you see him interviewed later. So yeah, I thought if I just acted like a girl that would be funny enough, and it didn't really have to be a businesswoman.
Right.
But you know, like because after he swapped, he's not going to business anymore. Um, yeah, it was just it's fun to play two characters, and then they sort of have three different the personalities of those characters change over the course of the movie, so you get like a lot of different personalities in that.
I mean, like I said, it was a really good movie. I think it's one of those. It's a sleeper movie. If you don't hear much about it, but it is hilarious.
Yeah, it will be very. That's a good thing about it is I don't have the production in the marketing to get it out there huge, so it'll probably just continually be on Amazon and iTunes to buy, and we'll never. I won't say it won't ever go on streaming. I mean, you can put it on those. You can put it on Amazon streaming right now. They'll let you.
Right.
But I like to sell it, and so the good news is it's sort of like secret word of mouth underground right now, and that it won't. I don't have to make all the money in one opening weekend.
Right.
It won't get old, because no one will have seen it. And so that's been good. And I'm going to probably start seeing if YouTubers and other people will start advertising it here soon. And when I get it right now, it's sort of the underground virtual release. And then it'll be more on iTunes and Redbox on demand and Verizon on demand and all those little big platforms.
Gotcha.
That'll be good, because I was telling my parents about it. They're like, I was explaining what it was. They're like, okay, we want to see this movie. Where can we find it? So I have to tell them exactly where.
Like, what?
Yeah, just bodyswapmovie.com and they'll find it. Yeah.
I'll put that down in the bottom of the video.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So we got some questions for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We sent them to you already, so you know what they are. But so the first question we had was, what inspired you to get into screenwriting and acting and producing?
When I was a kid, I really liked telling stories and cartooning. And so drawing cartoons and then sort of combining them with the storytelling aspect and even doing the voicing in high school was fun. I like the writing and visual combination. So filmmaking felt like a natural progression, and you'd think it'd be a little bit easier because you got more people doing work. You don't have to draw everything, but it's kind of harder.
Right.
But the next one's going to be live action too, so I'm not planning on doing cartooning, even though it'd probably be easier in these times too. But yeah, right now I'm focused on the promotion, so I took I was going to do one, and then I was like, I want to focus fully on the promotion of this one, and instead of having too much on my plate.
Right.
But yeah, I just felt like that marriage was really good to sort of do the writing and acting and producing all at the same time.
Jack of all trades, master of a lot more than me.
I do the subtitles and the casting and a bunch of things too, but I don't put that all on there. But yeah, you can sort of, it's the par for the course in independent filmmaking.
That makes sense.
Gotcha.
So kind of a follow-up question.
Yeah.
You want to ask that one?
Yeah. A lot of screenwriters and even some producers aren't that well known. So even though they're not that known, what made you decide to still pursue that and everything instead of just acting?
That's why I did acting too, because so it couldn't be ignored that and people be more interested maybe at film festivals and stuff of seeing me and just getting promotion out there. So being front and center in front of the camera is good. It's there's drawbacks and everything to all sorts of stuff. I mean, my friends you can act and be the lead in films that play South by Southwest feature films,
right? And
no one will notice you at the grocery store because those are so small. You only get that recognizable up to a certain degree, and I kind of don't want to be that recognizable, but in order to make money, you sort of do. A lot of people have to see it, so it's a catch-22. I can kind of see why all these celebrities are wear a mask. I'm like, there's been 10,000. There's not been. I don't know why we're wearing masks, but I can see why they want to have masks on when they go outside because it'd be fun to be able to go to the grocery store. And
I can see a lot of
recognize-
celebrities going, "Thank God."
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
But-
will say you are fairly known because I was telling my family.
Fairly known.
Yeah, I mean, more known than most producers that are actually out there.
Definitely more
Mhm.
known than I thought.
Yes, because I was telling my my mom, and my brother about we're doing this podcast with Jimmy Kustes. He actually reached out to us. My brother damn near dropped his phone, going, "Wait, you got him?" I'm going, "How do you don't know our neighbors? How do you know this guy?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just I've been around in the cartooning and news and all that space for so long that people have heard of me a little bit, but I definitely do not get recognized. So it's weird that he heard me. But I in geek circles, some people do know who I am. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So you said cartooning. So you're an artist?
yes, yeah, I used to do that, and I used to report back in the early days on Toon Zone for cartoon news, all the like Simpsons, Family Guy when they were back in the day, and Cartoon Network, and so people probably see my name from that on news reports of cartoon news,
That
just
makes
my name
sense.
under it. Hmm.
That's pretty awesome. Are we ready for the second
I
question?
mean, yeah.
Might as
We've never done anything like this. So this us
Yeah.
just going.
No, it's no problem. I like the questions.
So the second question, obviously, is how did you go about achieving your goal of producing screenwriting and acting?
Well, I kind of just saved up. I was lucky during the recession to have a little paying job, and so I bought a house and then sold that house for a little bit of profit, and I had money to do an independent feature, as long as I did the work for free. So we did that, and then we sort of just jumped in because we did do a feature that had $0. Me and the director Tim Morton, zero budget movie called New Cops, and
Okay.
so we decided to do something a little bit more production value and use the money for my house. So and so here's where we are. We got it done.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean that's almost like one of those just stories you don't hear of, I guess. Going, well,
Mhm.
yeah, we did it for no money, and
Yeah.
look at me now. Like most people, geez,
Yeah.
we're still trying to come to do stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's great. So yeah, it's just a lot of trudging through the muck. I mean, you I've seen RDC World on YouTube. They'll go from, and Mr. Beast, I think even I've seen that. It definitely go from I think I've seen Mr. Beast's channel when it had 1 million, and now it has whatever millions, a pretty
many
high
millions.
number. But like RDC, I remember seeing them when they had them in the thousands, and now they're at 4 or 5 million Instagrams and all this stuff. So it's like it just breaks through at some point. I don't think this one's broken through because it's just we aren't. It's not on iTunes or Amazon yet, and so the reviewers, we got a few reviews, like 5 or 6, but we'll get those major publications to review it once it's like people can see it. They want to review stuff that people can see relatively easily. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Portrayed to the masses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they really like stuff on Netflix, but there's not much money in that from what I heard. They give you like a penny on each view or something. So
Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
or Amazon. I don't know. Netflix might be a little bit more generous because it's harder to get on there, but Amazon's like that. You can get it on there really easy streaming, but it's a penny per thing.
I
But
did not know that.
if you sell it, it's like half, and they take like 40 to 50%, and then you get 60 to 50. I forget.
Jeez.
Okay.
Some people are getting ripped off.
Yeah. Oh my
iTunes
gosh.
is a little bit nicer. They take only 30%, in Vimeo, the one I have it on right now, that you go to Body Swap out, they only take 10%, and I get 90. And if it's overseas sell, they'll take an additional like 2%, I think. So it's a pretty good deal.
That's a pretty good deal. Dang.
Mhm.
That's pretty good.
Netflix and Amazon suck.
I guess they suck for the creators, really.
Yeah, if I guess if you're Adam Sandler, you get a lot. But
I mean,
Yeah.
that one, I feel bad
Which
for him.
one, though? Which one? He's done a couple, and I'm like, when did this happen?
yeah, and he's got some lucrative deal with them, so it's working out for him.
Right.
Yeah.
So next question or follow up.
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, okay. So I was curious. So you've done you said that you did it by like you made this movie with the money that you from I cannot talk from selling your house. So if you could do it all over again, would you do that same way, or would you try and like in hindsight you would do it a different way? What do you think?
For sure. I mean, doing such a big project actually, like I wrote in the screenplay I lost weight, and then we incorporated that. I actually did lose weight. I would not have lost weight if I didn't. After doing that, I was just like, oh, that's easy. So it was a very arduous endeavor, but it was worth it for me. Even if it doesn't make back the budget, it was pretty good.
I mean, I was kind of wondering, like, if you just lost weight from the movie, or if you gained the weight for the beginning part.
I didn't gain weight from the movie, but I have had fluctuations with weight, and I thought maybe I could lose weight during production, but then the shoot was so short,
right,
for the main shoot, and then we decided to add some more scenes where I actually did lose weight after. But I was thinking of losing some. I don't know. Is this an interesting idea that I wrote that in there, and then I actually did it.
That's awesome.
Making a movie, yeah, it's a pretty good motivator.
Yeah, and it worked for the storytelling aspect, because at the beginning you see you, and then the next time you see you're a little bit bigger, and so it's like, okay, so after the fact he like loses the weight because he's changed his mindset and then changed his health.
Yeah.
Like it works for the storytelling too.
Yeah. And building on that question, I would change how I did things a little bit, because I just the production was not that big compared to other productions, but
right,
it's definitely, creative people, when you get them all in a room, they'll make it better, but they all have their opinions, and they all it gets very stressed out. So I'm going to be a bit more of a calmer voice of reason.
Right.
I was just like a maniac like they were. Like, what's going on? I don't know. I'm worried about all this stuff, and it'll work out. So yeah, I would take it less seriously in some ways.
It kind of like you were saying, acting frantic. How was it actually working with the actors that you actually had in the movie? Because it seemed like you, the guy that played your brother, and the girl that you swap bodies with had really good chemistry. Like y'all have known each other for 10 plus years.
Yeah, I've never met them prior. It just so happened a week before shooting, the actress went to the Kentucky Derby, which is in Louisville, where we shot it. And
right.
She was so busy, she just came in for just Derby. And me and the director are like, why don't you want to meet us, since we're shooting a movie in a week with you in the lead? And we still kept her on, even though she didn't do that. But I was like, it's like, I'll just see you next week. It's like, okay, whatever. Even the director going into it was also not taking it very seriously. So it's like, oh, we'll see her when we see her. So we never met her in person. I don't think we even had a Zoom call. She did have an audition. We did Zoom with Gunner, but we never met him prior. And we didn't even audition him, because his reel was very, there was enough to go off of his reel to tell he was right for the character. So, yeah, neither one. We definitely didn't do chemistry reads or auditions with them or rehearsals.
I mean, dang, that sounds even better. That makes it even better, because the chemistry that you guys did have on screen, everything was perfect. So knowing that, it's just like, that's rare to get that.
It definitely, when we're improvising on the sofa, when you see those scenes to start off the movie,
right?
Those are more improvised than the screenplay. So by then we knew the characters and we knew each other better.
Right.
Okay.
So that was true.
I will say that was one of my favorite scenes was on the couch when you were telling your brother that you guys swap bodies, and the girl just goes, "Hey, you want to feel him?" Oh yes, that kills me.
I'm glad you only yeah. Luckily, see, I write things in the screenplay that probably get me in trouble. So like they tone that down because he actually grabs her boob and it's like she says the same lines and stuff, and then I'm getting tired of them talking about my boobs because I'm in the other person's body. So I smack the hand away, but no boob touching actually happens. But I got to put that there. I think Ella would have been more fine with it than Gunnar. So
I mean, you would think any guy would just be like, no, I think we need to redo that take real quick. It didn't feel right.
He didn't feel comfortable, and I don't blame him. So
no, that's fair enough.
But yeah, I do like pushing the boundaries I give them the whole screenplay. So if they have any objections to any of the lines or anything, tough titty, pun intended.
Nice.
But yeah.
All right, back to the questions.
I gotta stop laughing first. So okay, slight pivot. So what kind of education, training, or background does your job require? I was just curious about that.
Oh, I would do newspaper and yearbook at my school as the cartoonist, like I said, but I said animation, and also did that, was the cartooning in the newspaper, and I would write articles. So that was kind of the writing, and then I took psychology, and psychology at high school, because it's high school, is the whole year, every single day instead of every other day for half a year like in college. So by the time I went to college, 101, 102 psychology, I'd already had about any psychology course. I at least took a little bit of every one in the high school senior one. And then film, I took film, and then a little bit of acting. And acting is probably the least polished I'm on. Next movie, I'll be a much better actor. This one I think is my acting's fine. The weight loss and the swapping bodies sort of disguises any acting flaws in some ways because it's just like more ambitious. But the acting, I would take some of those classes, and so I took a break, had a regular job, and then wanted to get back into creative endeavors. So that's what so in that time, I maybe just wrote the occasional screenplay. It was just keeping my writing skills polished, but didn't do much until that time. Okay. In my 20s.
Speaking of writing, what made you actually like come up with body swap and actually like pursue making this movie? Because like we were saying earlier, there's been a lot of body swap tropes. So I was kind of wondering like what made you go, yeah, I want to do this movie.
I thought an R-rated, even though we didn't go R-rated, body swap would be interesting, and I think they've done a bunch since then, since I originally wrote it, back before even the Change Up and a few other R-rated body swaps. Mm-hmm. But I thought, so we went down to PG-13, and that whole concept sort of got scrapped while other movies did it, and then the genre of the gender swapping was kind of not done at the point, and that got done, but the idea that you combine two genres and that's a body swap was interesting to me. And I thought you don't have to be totally original with your ideas. You just have to approach them in a new way and sort of give your own spin on it.
I mean, yeah, it was, like I said, it was different. It was the same trope, but different. Yeah. And that's why I really liked the movie like that.
That was really good.
So next question, yes.
Yes, the next question.
Can you read?
Did we haven't done number 3 yet, have we?
I don't think so.
You can always jump back and forth if you.
I can't do that. I'll get lost.
She is so OCD, man.
Just a little bit. I'll get lost if I do that. So, as a producer, what are your main responsibilities. Like we kind of understand, we understand what screenwriting is and like that, and
Well,
we know what acting is.
producer is one of those jobs where uh, the difference between one producer to another radically changes. One producer could, there's no formality between that title. It's the sound guy does the sound, the assistant camera guy does the lens focusing. Producer could be anything from they give money to the project, which I did, but don't work on it, to work on it and don't give money, which I did. And what they're usually the first one on the project and the last to leave. They usually find the screenplay. This time I wrote it. Get a cast and crew together. The location scouts sort of location scouts, but if they like, I did location scouting of it, and without a car it's kind of difficult, but I just looked around online and found them. So they either find the crew that does the jobs or do the jobs themselves, and find a buyer or distribute it themselves. And at their director, they direct. If they're an independent films, if they act, they're that. You can't. It's hard to direct yourself acting. I might do that next movie, but definitely I wouldn't advise it for your first movie,
Right.
second. So Tim did it in New Cops, but it was a $0 movie. It's probably pretty difficult to act in. He did the camera. He had the camera on a tripod and started it, and then sat down and did a lot of acting. But if you're doing a professional thing, directing yourself is kind of hard. So producing, you can do it before, you can do it after, you can do it, at the end of the day, and help them break down and take the stuff back to the cars and stuff.
Right.
So,
I can imagine directing myself. That'd be turn into Two-Face real quick.
What are you talking about? We do that like all the time.
It's definitely hard to subjectively look at yourself. Even director, a lot of the reason you have a lot of crew is because the director needs people to look at different aspects of the filmmaking. Like, well, the director of photography is clearly a different person, where they are in charge of the visuals, and then the director kind of is in charge of the style of the film.
Right.
Okay.
Just sort of what they want from the actors, what they want from the sets and props, and sort of they direct everybody to get everything together.
Right.
So kind of it's now I said I wasn't going to jump around, but now I am, because it kind of lends itself to it. So where exactly does producer fit in the hierarchy of like making a movie?
Well, it's above the line, and it's probably the most important.
Okay.
It's the one that if you win the best picture Oscar, it goes to the producers.
Okay.
So yeah, producer is like just a different type of on a TV show. It might be called a showrunner, where they don't direct every episode, but they have to have the overall feel of the whole season of the show.
Okay.
Like Vince Gilligan would be the showrunner of Breaking Bad, and then there'd be little directors he'd hire to do each episode and sort of have a uniform style to it.
Gotcha.
And he might also be a writer, but there's several writers of episodes, and he oversees the writing team. So, yeah.
Okay, so producers are above pretty much everyone.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you don't want to be like that, and they're the scapegoat for everything that goes wrong. So, yeah, you don't. The directors and actors have to have a good working relationship. So,
right.
It is a bit of a. The director will always be the producer will always be the scapegoat, and it's kind of interesting because I'm also the actor and have to have a good relationship with them. But any problems, they also come to me. So that's a little bit of a thing. And I have some producing partners that'll be more even hands-on the next one. So that's why I'm sort of going to go into directing and do still work with my friend Tim that directed the last one, but probably direct and have a producer help me out.
Okay. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Or actually, no, hang on. I'm gonna do the jump around thing again.
Yeah, I like this.
So you mentioned so the producer's like the scapegoat if anything goes wrong. What kind of things have gone wrong?
The biggest was 3 days of footage having a big error on it.
Oh no.
The first 3 days. So that brought morale down for the next 2 or 3 days after that, where we had a lot of momentum. So I would have probably at least there's no, knowing that mistake was going to happen, but I would have at least those 3 days after been like more upbeat about it and just said, well, we didn't have auditions and rehearsals and everything. Those days will make it better anyway.
Right.
And I think that's true.
You ever had something go wrong where you were just like, you know what? Forget it. I'm done. We scrapped this whole thing.
I was worried the movie wouldn't get done after those 3 days got messed up. Yeah. So, but I still went with it. And I mean, I scrapped. I still have the screenplay, and the cast and crew will probably still be the same. But I did, week before we were about to shoot in September, scrap the next movie because I wanted to make sure this one got a good release, got out there. Locations and accommodations kept falling through, like even my backups, because they were worried people were going to breathe their COVID germs all over the place or something.
There it is.
The cast and crew were totally on board because they wanted some work and wanted to work on a movie and get back to things. But yeah, so if I had the money also, which is why I'm trying to get this movie the good release I wanted, I had money, but like just by the skin of my teeth, and I would have been broke after making the second one. So I was like, I won't go broke. I'll just cancel it. Only thing I paid for was a flight for someone. Everyone else was local, and they were just like, "Oh, we understand. Everything's falling apart anyway." So we were going to do something in September, but I didn't freak out about that because like there is, and I got the screenplay still, and that movie will go through.
Right.
But I'd rather have a little bit of cushion on the budget because I could have just Airbnb'd some locations and done the movie if I wanted to.
Right.
And so that's what I'll probably do next time.
Makes sense. I mean, it's probably better that it was a necessity because of, like you said, COVID, rather than you just going, I don't want to do it anymore. This one was like you had to, or you
can blame everything on that, and it's good. I definitely want to, while we're in the shadow of COVID, do a movie because only problem is maybe knock on wood, lawsuits or something, but I don't think anyone's going to get sick because you just take temperatures and all that stuff. But I have limited crew. I make people do their own makeup and bring their own wardrobe, and now I can say do that because of COVID instead of because I'm cheap. So
I think COVID's the new thanks Obama.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot about that thing. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see which one do I want to do next. I really wish I had gone in order because I don't remember which one we've done now. We didn't do 4 yet, I don't think. So you want to ask number 4 for me?
Double check. Like I said, we're professionals.
Nope. That's what podcasts that are for. You can edit whatever you want.
Right.
You can make it go.
Yeah.
You would think that we do that, but we're lazy.
Edit out the dead air in post.
I think we actually did go through that one.
What?
The process?
Well, I think he did talk about it.
Yeah.
I think you talked about this already, like the process of like making a movie from
yeah,
you kind of already talked about it.
But what was the 7th? There's like a 7th question or something. Are we that far? Are we not that far?
Typical day.
Wait, hang on.
I got the questions in advance, so let me.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah.
This isn't the presidential election, so. You know, where they give people the answers in advance. So I can probably not.
There's still going to be some interruptions in between all three of us. I know it.
Let's see. 7 was, what is a typical day like for you in general, and then also while making a movie?
Okay, well, that's a great question. So a typical day when the filming is going on is wake up real early. As an actor, I get my own hair ready and take a shower and just get into a costume, which is just regular clothes, but still, you know, for continuity, you have a certain outfit. You know, it's regular clothes, but it's a costume because it's, you know, what the character's wearing. So then we go to set, we get it set up, we get craft services set up. Hopefully we shoot in the same location a few days in a row so we don't have to constantly set up and take down. Some days it might be just one place, so like a bar or something where you have to take it all down and, or at least get it out of the way or whatever. So you'll do that, and then people usually get hungry around lunchtime, and then they usually don't get that hungry again. If it goes really long, they'll want dinner, but they'll want lunch right away, about 2 or 3 hours right into it. But after that, they don't get as hungry after that. So you do that, and then shoot and film and do it from every different angle, multiple takes. Usually get about 5 or 6 pages done a day, hopefully. You know, which is about 5 or 6 scenes, and you're talking three takes. Well, on body swap we would do 7 takes, so about each shot, and there's about 3 shots per scene. So I don't know. There's probably like 75 takes a day. It's like a lot of takes, and that would be the typical day, about 16-hour day, 12 to 16 hour. I'll probably cut that down to 12 hour and just do like 3 takes a shot and do more rehearsal next time. But also the director just really likes doing a lot of takes, so he has things to choose in the editing room. Then you edit. That's going to take a long time,
Right.
And you're going to also like take a break from it for a month or 2 to really come back to it and look at it with fresh eyes. It's probably the most intense. It just gets more intense as it goes on, but it gets better as it goes on as you add more things. Then you just start adding post, sound effects, color, all that. And then now what I'm into doing is, you know, contacting reviewers, podcasters, getting it ready for the release, getting to the people that put it on iTunes and all those platforms, and just talking to folks like you.
Right.
So we got to this point, yeah.
When we were working at our church, and all of a sudden we got I got the email.
We both did, but
Right,
you get notifications, I don't.
I saw the email, and I'm looking at it going,
what's going on?
Gabby, I think an actor wants to talk to us. An actor reached out, and I was thinking, wouldn't this suck if this was like one of those Nigerian princes? Oh, I'd love to do a podcast, but I'm stuck in prison. Send me money.
That'd be a really weird way to scam people, though.
It'll happen.
Well, getting on podcasts has been about twice or 3 times as easy as reviewers. As far as like, I've gotten on 5 podcasts in a week, you know, whereas it would take a month to get 5 reviews out there, because they actually have to. The podcast wants some guests. The reviewers want to don't want to have to go through the trouble of watching the movie or reviewing the movie. All for a movie that not many people can see right now, unless they buy it. So, it's been easier getting on podcasts. So mostly focused my attention away from reviewers to podcasts, which was always a plan. But I was like, let me go and contact some and see what's up. So.
Yeah. Well, we're super grateful that you contacted us.
No problem. I like the show. So
how did you hear about us? We kind of still had that question, like just through word of mouth, I guess.
Yeah, I just went through multiple. I may assemble list all day of podcasters and see, you know, which are in the genre of what I want to promote, and so I don't pretend that I listen to everything, but
Right.
if someone gets back to me, I'll check out their shows and stuff. And so, yeah.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
All right, trying to go back to the actual questions that we have. What, as far as producing, what or any of the 300 jobs that you do, what's the most you love about it, and like the worst thing you hate about the jobs?
I would say the thing I like most is hanging out with everybody and just making everyone feel, seeing everyone that, be happy that the film's playing at film festivals, that even when they're making the movie, they're happy that they're making a project.
Right.
On smaller projects, yeah, you have to work a lot more, but you know that the work you've done is going to show up. Like, all the extras are on IMDb and in the credits. They're not credited like a lot of films. There's stuff where I'm in 3 episodes of Black Lightning. I mean, I'm technically an extra, but I was a commando, so I had my own outfit that I wore for 3 episodes. I'm in like an episode where I'm like holding back main characters while other main characters are being killed and all this stuff. So I have big like scenes. You can see me in the show, but that's an extra part, so I'm not credited in them. And I mean, I met Daniel Craig on a set. I was there for 4 days. I'm not credited. I don't even think I show up in that movie. It's called Logan Lucky. So, yeah, it's when you get to be on the independent films, you get to feel like your contributions matter.
Yeah, we have a couple friends that were in a couple of the Marvel movies. One of them, he's in Black Panther, and you have to, and you
can clearly see his
Oh yeah, that one you
face,
can
because it
clearly
was
see.
filmed here in Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh, you're in Atlanta. Great. I lived there for 3 months.
Oh yeah.
And I won Best Feature at the Peachtree Village. It's like the second biggest film festival in Atlanta.
I saw that in the email, and I'm going, if that's not Georgia, what else is called Peachtree?
That was definitely good. I knew about that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Peachtree Village Film Festival.
Gotcha.
So we were lucky to win the Best Feature there. But yeah, Atlanta's a great city. I love the MARTA. I might be the only one to ever say that, but like that you can get that you can get anywhere on it is good.
Pretty much.
And so yeah, it's a great city. Something I was going to say about it.
I mean, I love going downtown. I don't like driving.
Oh, I know. I've done a lot of extra work there. Logan Lucky was shot there in Black Lightning. All the extra work I've done has been done in Atlanta when I've stayed there.
Okay.
But I met on Black Lightning 2 like moms, and they just do it for fun, and they were getting on every single project. They just kept getting hired together. They're friends, and
that's funny.
Yeah, they just kept getting hired for every single project. There was a Chris Pratt movie that's not out yet called Tomorrow War that was shot there, and they were on that, and she was geeking out about seeing Chris Pratt, and he was making jokes with her and stuff. So
that's awesome. Oh my gosh.
I'm sure it's fun to just see like the big actors like, oh my gosh.
If you all want to do extra work, just yeah. And there's a site called Southern Casting Call. I'm plugging other sites that have nothing to do with
Write
that.
that down.
But
yeah,
if you
I
want
need
that down.
I need to write that down.
But if you and if you're a couple, they'll definitely want you to kiss in the background or whatever with Kobe going on. They're still they're casting new things. Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. That's good. Well,
that'd be a weird casting call.
But if you have no problems being next to each other, they might not do that much. But
Yeah.
Right.
They might be interested in you for if you submit together, they might have some good stuff for you because they're using extras and not using as many extras, so you might get more noticed on screen. So be good for you.
Hey, that's pretty.
That's pretty good. That's good information right there.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I did it for. I did it when I was in Atlanta because I was bored and I went back to it. I was never planning on doing extra work again, but and it was like a combo thing. Is I'd have a movie playing at like Peachtree Village where I'm the lead actor, but I'm an extra on this set, and then they offered me the extra part as a prisoner on that Bad Boys. It's like, oh, that'd be cool because maybe you get to see Will Smith or something.
Mhm.
And I had Peachtree going on at the exact same time, so it is kind of funny to do that stuff.
Yeah, one of our other friends, he does extra work as well,
Yeah.
and in Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
Mhm.
there's like a split second is when Loki is still pretending to be Odin.
Is it Ragnarok? Yeah,
I think
Mhm.
yeah, it's
yeah,
that
it's
scene.
Ragnarok.
There's a split second where you could see like
He's like
half
walking past.
half of the back of his head on the right side, and I had to pause it and go, "See, Mom, that's where he is, right there." She goes, "That's just a black dot." Nope,
Nope,
that's his hair.
That's him. And then because he's one of the Asgardians, he's also in Infinity War because he's like laying dead in the background at the beginning of that movie.
He was
Mhm.
the best dead guy there. I guarantee it.
Mhm.
So kind of the semi last question. What would be some really good advice that you would give someone looking to get into the industry, whether it's acting, screenwriting, producing, or just anything?
Best advice, especially with the acting, is there's just not going to be enough acting work in the future. Even if you are a good actor, and there's I'm not saying discouraging you from stop doing it. I
Right.
mean, you definitely should do it if you want to, but it's not it's not a job that's going to pay you. So I'm just that's actually good advice to actually encourage you to do it. Is that even if you get parts, it's just the chances of being like that it's your only job is not very likely. So
Right.
you can pursue it while you're doing other things. It's real easy.
Right.
If you're looking to pursue acting, I mean, Atlanta is probably a better spot than Los Angeles. They shoot more TV, they shoot more movies. That's definitely where I would do it if I was wanting to work on other people's projects. The good news about me is I do myself. If you want to do all the work that it requires, it's going to be a lot more work than what you would make off of a 9 to 5. It might be worth it.
Right.
If you have good marketing skills, it might be you might be able to break even. I'm not sure. This would be the first time I really started charging for a movie, because when we made a movie for no money, we didn't charge any money. We just put it on YouTube. So it's, if you want to pursue it, just like anything in life. I mean, what everything is you're doing. So anything you do bad to people, that's on you. Anything good that you did, your parents fed you as a kid, that's great of them. That's not the reason you're a success. You're a success because of yourself. So
Right.
you know if focus, don't blame other people for your problems. Focus on yourself and making yourself as good as you can in your career, of any career you do. That's good.
Right. I feel like that should be the catchphrase for 2020. Don't blame other people for your problems.
Yeah, because I am seeing that a lot.
Yeah.
It's unbearable.
Yeah.
So
But I think things are better than they appear in the news.
yes,
Yeah.
very much so. Like I don't even watch the news anymore. I consider I heard it from
I
heard this
haven't
from
been able to watch the news in years.
don't what I call it is like NEWS. Never ever watch that stuff.
Yeah.
I did not coin that. I got it from a rapper named Mises. So all credit goes to him on that one.
So in Atlanta, is it very like well, I guess they're masked everywhere, any place. But I heard Georgia and Florida is not as like
Yeah, it's not strict.
not as strict.
No, there are some stores that I've gone into where they do enforce it.
There's stores that enforce it, but
like Kroger, they're very strict on it in Kentucky. I don't know. They think that Kentucky never got hit hard, but they're like very strict about it because they don't want to be. So I don't know. But if you're in like warmer climates, it's not as, just like in warm weather, you don't get as sick off of like colds and flus. So I if I was in Texas or Florida, I wouldn't be worried as much,
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm not worried at all, but
Yeah.
my job forces me to wear one, even though I hate it. But it pays me, so I don't care.
Yeah. It's always good to be paid. Okay, well, thanks guys for everything, and I hope you have a good life.
Definitely.
Thanks for reaching out to us. This was really fun. If you ever want to come back on, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to have you again.
Yes, this was super awesome. Before you go, tell the people like where they can find you on Instagram, Twitter, any of that.
Just bodyswapmovie.com. Right now, my Instagram's like Ice Beer Milk. Might get one up for my personal one, but that's my studio. Body Swap Movie also has an Instagram, so there's that. But bodyswapmovie.com. If you check out the trailer right there and you like it, buy it. That helps me out. I want to thank you all for having me on.
Thank you so much for joining us. This was really fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye, Gabby. Bye, Brandon.
See you, man.